90 minutes. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. This fiscal cliff solution is making a lot of people unhappy. Congressman Peter Welch from Vermont voted for the bill last night. He joins us now. And Congressman, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
There's something you said yesterday, just before the vote, that you said, as a fiscal package going forward to stabilize this country, this deal falls well short. Are you confident that as we move over the next 2 months and we start talking about the sequestration and the debt ceiling, considering all of the infighting we saw over the last few months, that we will get to a fiscal package that stabilizes this country?
No, it's very rough. I mean, that's the undone work. So anyone who tries to claim this is a huge victory is overselling it. What is significant is a couple of things. One, and I give Speaker Boehner credit for this, he put this on the floor when he knew a majority of his caucus would vote no, but a majority of the Democrats would vote yes. So we actually have a bipartisan deal that is helpful in the short run. Secondly, revenues did go up on the top 2%, and we kept taxes low on 98%. And then third, after the dust settles, this framework of finding a way where both sides are going to be able to vote on the floor is the only way we're going to get to be able to resolve some of these big issues that lay ahead for us.
So considering the $16.8 or so trillion debt and the growing deficit, you're getting about, what, $620 billion from this bump in taxes for the top 2%. How close does that get us to where we need to be, really, at the end of the day in all of the discussion?
Nowhere near where we need to be. I mean, we have to have revenues as part of this, but we do have to have cuts. The Pentagon's got to be part of that. And health care, this is where it's tough for the Democrats. Health care has to be part of this. Now, that's not Medicare benefit cuts. There's a lot of things we can do to deal with the very high cost of health care in this country that goes up 2 and 3 times the rate of inflation. It's not sustainable. So things like having prescription drug price negotiations, that would save us $160 billion. Moving away from fee-for-service to more of a performance-based system, things that we can make progress on that allow the American people to have access to health care, but have it be affordable and sustainable. But that's tough.
All the low-hanging fruit is gone. I mean, if it were easy to do, Congress would have done it by now. So,
well, that's right.
Go ahead.
Well, it's true. The things that lay ahead that are really a challenge largely is health care, because that cost in the whole economy, not just Medicare, is going up faster than we can afford. That's really the bottom line. So how do we reform our healthcare system and bring the cost in line so it's sustainable? And those are very difficult issues. The Republicans in general have wanted to cut benefits, seeing that as a way to control costs. The Democrats in general have wanted to have system reform, and you know, we've got to find a way to work together on that. The other thing is that some of the tactics that we're using here, like threatening to default on our bills, and that was the debt ceiling showdown that we had last August. That's unfortunately very damaging. It's an effective tactic, but it has such negative collateral consequences for the economy that ideally we would have a truce on that and acknowledge that America has to pay its bills, and there's no shortcut to the fiscal reform that we need.
Well, I don't know if we're necessarily going to hear or use the word truce over the next few months, but I'm sure there are a lot of people at home who are wondering why, when there's something important to be done, every time we have to get down to literally the 11th hour with Congress. Why? And should we just expect this here on out?
No, I mean, American people, I think, are quite entitled to expect more from their Congress. They should have confidence that on New Year's Eve, they have a Congress that's done its job, and we hadn't done it. So this brinksmanship is very, very negative for the whole process, but it does reflect how divided we are. I mean, you know, President Obama won the election. He said he wanted to raise revenues, but the Republicans who ran in districts ran on the platform of lowering taxes. So this was a tough situation for them. They had to do something they knew the country validated with that election, but their own constituents said no. So there is a polar tug of war here that's going to continue.
All right, Congressman Peter Welch, thank you for speaking with us today.
Thank you.
Coming up in an hour, we'll talk with Republican Senator